Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 42. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Good.
Oh, man.
What a week.
It's getting hype out there. It's getting hype.
Today's topic, we're going to be talking about Dynasty spoilers. But before we dive into that, we are going to catch up on some house cleaning stuff, like our new channels. If you've missed our previous videos, recent videos, we have split our channel into 3 different channels. So all the card stuff will stay here. You don't have to do nothing. You're just going to see card stuff now from Tommy's Top Picks. And we're going to have the comic book stuff is all over on a new channel called Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. There's already some videos there, so you can find us. And then if you are interested in joining me in my journey through the hobby of miniature painting, you can find me on Tommy's Top Tabletop.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of those things.
And there's a trailer there, and it's amusing and it's fun. That probably will not have that much content just because it's more of a for fun thing for me and when I have time to do it. But it will have content.
Yeah, and well, I'll be honest, if we can figure out a good camera rig, we can put some gameplay up there. I mean, it's not like we don't play, you know what I mean? Like if we can get it together and get the production together. It's a little bit harder than cards, obviously.
Right.
Which I imagine everyone understands.
It requires a more time investment, larger time investment.
Yep.
But so how was your week?
It was good. It was great. I am officially very, very old now. I'm not going to tell you how old. You can guess in the comments if you'd like.
1 year older.
Yes, 1 year older officially. And I had a good time. I did a lot of stuff this weekend. That was just like a blast celebration. And cards and games was heavily part of it. Like a few weeks ago, or I guess a few months ago now, I had a friend up and we rented Airbnb and just played for a couple of days, which was awesome. This was similar sort of multi-day gaming and fun stuff festival. So it's good.
Thanks.
How about you?
My week was good. I played a bunch of games and finished building the table for the miniature painting. The desk looks awesome.
Nice.
It has everything all set up. We just have to do some little more rearranging in the room, and it should be set and good to go. Got some floating shelves to put the miniatures on when they're done.
Nice.
Very exciting time.
Yeah. I might have to pick your brain a little bit on that because I accidentally got into a game and bought a bunch of stuff.
Accidentally.
I accidentally committed to a miniatures game that doesn't have painting, but yeah. I fell into a hole.
X-Wing.
Yes, right? It's been a blast. Yeah. Nice. I got the basic kit, played with my buddy a while ago, went up to his place and did that. That was a blast. And then just did it again as part of this festival of gaming. And I got so into it, I was like, we got to go find a shop. And we went to a shop and I just bought a bunch of additional stuff to kind of like add to it. It's such a fun game. So I'll just leave it at that. It's a lot of fun and look forward to playing with you. And now I got a couple decent sized armies that we can pit against each other, or squads, I guess they're called.
And now we have a YouTube channel to put that on.
Exactly. That's what I was excited about. I was like, oh, this is so perfect. And a really bad idea for me in my wallet.
It'll be fine.
And my storage space. But
that won't be fine. Great. That will not be fine. But yeah, speaking of other things that we got, I want to talk about some mail days. I got a bunch of things in this week. I got some singles for Magic. I've been collecting some mono black cards. I got a goofy little one called Plague Spitter. Just a 2/2, but at the beginning of your upkeep, he deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. So
nice.
Yeah. And Invoke Despair, which is a standard card from Kamigawa that's really good. Target player sacrifices a creature, and then if they can't, they lose 2 life, and you draw a card. And then you repeat that for enchantments and planeswalkers.
Nice.
And then Liliana the Veil, everyone knows each player discards a card for +1. -2 is target player sacrifices a creature, and -6 is separate all permanent target players control into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanent in the pile of their choice.
Nice. Well, that's crazy.
That includes lands.
So are you just getting random cards to put on a shelf, or what's the goal here? What are you doing this for? Tell everyone what you're up to.
Oh, well, I'm just really enjoying Commander, and picked up the other thing that arrived was my Warhammer 40k Commander decks. And was inspired by the Necron deck to make a mono black commander deck, non-Warhammer. So
Yeah, I was going to say, so are you going to upgrade the Warhammer one, or are you
no,
going
I
to
am
mix it with your
keeping
other one? Because I know
no.
you have a nasty old zombie
Yeah, I'm gonna
deck.
mix it with the zombie one.
Okay.
Yeah. So these might go in the Michonne. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
because they could
curious
all
because I'm
fit
like,
in
oh no,
there.
he's doing zombie things again. I'm not super much. I'm
it
just not sure I'm a fan of this situation.
never stood up to your nonsense.
That's not. Well, yeah, that's true. You didn't
Yeah,
quite make it there, but I
yeah.
also was like several tiers into it by the time you started.
Right.
So
That's fair.
that was a different story. So yeah, you can come in and zombie my face off. Although I have to rebuild those decks. Some of them I ended up messing up. I need to go back and revisit them. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, just been itching for it. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I played Armory this week, CC.
Nice.
Went with Dash, went 2-2. Felt pretty good. Played my first control version of Dash against the Guardian. Lost.
How was it?
But it was much closer.
How was it? Yeah, it didn't
I
work.
got him down.
Okay,
I got him down to
okay.
3. It took me a little while because I had never played it. So
oh right, yeah.
It was
those
once
lines of play are a little clunky. Yeah, totally.
But once I got the rhythm, it was just a little too late, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's practice. That's a good sign then, because that's just like get the reps in, then you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Mechanologist right now and plan to keep with it. But it's just, and we'll get into it with the spoilers. But I think things are going to change.
Oh yeah. Everything will change. There is zero doubt in my mind about that. At this point, for sure.
And then I showed some friends how to play Flesh and Blood over the weekend. Got away over the weekend and showed some friends the Flesh and Blood. What is it? The Dorinthia Reinar decks. The classic battles. I brought that.
Right. Classic battle product. Nice.
And Jillian and I played and showed them how it worked.
Nice.
Yeah. They seem interested.
Yeah, that's cool. I got a couple of games in, actually at Renaissance Festival in full garb in one of the taverns. We grabbed our drinks and sat down to join in epic battle in front of a crowd that no one really saw what was happening, but it happened in our imagination, so it's real. The first game it was just the blitz decks. I just carry those around with me. It's a good way to expose people to the game too. You've seen it where people will just come, well, what are you playing? What is that magic? Right. Yeah, and then you get a chance to talk to them about it, which is a lot of fun. But I don't even sleeve them up, just play rough, and it's fine. So it was Dromai versus Oldhim using the blitz decks. That was good. It was our buddy and longtime supporter Chris, who has been a fan since basically the first day. I think he said he'd listened to every single podcast that we put out, which I'm like, oh wow, someone's actually listened to every single podcast. So this is for you, Chris. He played Oldhim as well, and I played Dromai, and I managed to get it to go off pretty quickly. Actually, it was kind of surprising because you know how that Dromai deck's kind of like supposed to be a setup deck, a little slower.
Right.
It was not. It was like all gas from turn 1, and I had him down to within like 3, I think, by turn 3, and then I was able to pink in a little bit. And once I had him down to that 1, he was like basically had to respond to every little Aether Ashwing, every little there's so many like little ways you can annoy. So it was all over by that point. But he'd never played. I don't know if he's ever played Guardian, but he definitely had never played Oldhim before. Okay. So he wasn't really sure how to do it. So, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And then my other buddy has a Kano deck that he brought with him and put it up against the Bolton Blitz deck, which isn't exactly fair, except that he hasn't played it in probably, in 3 months or more probably.
Right.
And so I sat there and basically helped him as like a, teaching moment situation, training wheel situation. Yeah. And come on, Kano, when you don't even really know how to play.
Yeah. Nope.
Super hard, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was against Bolton, who Chris does know how to play quite well, although it is a very weak deck, that Blitz deck. And it was good. Kano actually ended up winning through both of our combined efforts, and it was close. It was down to like the last swing, essentially, like, and like a good Kano does. But it worked out. It was really fun. So that was my games. It was a good time.
Nice. The other thing,
mail day.
Yeah, mail day.
You started on mail day and you jumped forward. You skipped the rest of the topic. There's other things.
I got excited.
It's fair.
So the Magic singles and then my Warhammer 40k decks did arrive. I did get the collector's ones. They're beautiful. I opened and sleeved the Tyranids. I plan on doing that for the others. We're going to be using them as kind of like background content for other videos coming on the channel, just so you can look at the pretty cards because they're very pretty. And looking forward to playing them. So once I get all 4 done, we're going to find a time in 4 players, and we're all going to play. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Apparently, they all play really well together.
Yeah.
I kind of can't wait to try it. I don't care that apparently my deck, if you follow market dynamics, which you know I do, the Tyranid deck, which I chose long before we ever saw any spoilers, same with Tommy and his Necrons, it's apparently the worst if you believe the pricing. Like if you go deck by deck, the lowest priced on both versions is the Tyranids. So I don't care. I'm sticking with them.
But that's not, it's not the worst deck from what I've heard from the people who played it.
Got it. Good. Yeah. Well, it looks fun, and apparently they're very well matched regardless. So first time run through is going to be a blast regardless. We'll just see how it goes. You have a note in here. Is this real?
Yeah. The collector dump that Amazon did for Prime Day. I wanted to talk about that. I got a collector box for $89 plus tax.
A collector, one of the 40K collector boxes, or what?
No, the
I see. Any collector box.
Yeah.
You scared me. I was like, they dumped a bunch more. I was like, oh no. Okay. Okay, cool. Yes, regular boxes. Yes, Prime Day was amazing if you were a Magic fan.
Yes.
Because they had everything on sale for like 50% off of distributor prices. Like
it was wild,
crazy deals.
Like I had gotten my stuff for the week, and then I saw that, and I was like, I need a Midnight Hunt one.
Yeah, I didn't because I had literally the night before bought case plus of Pokemon product and was like, I can't go and dump a ton more money into Magic at this very moment. I need to be balanced in my allocations. That's why I'm doing the way I'm doing. I'm like, it's because it was such a good price. You have no idea how painful that was. I was like, I literally just bought so much I could, but I shouldn't. Follow the plan. That's the rule.
Follow the plan.
Oh, missed opportunity though, man. That still hurts into my soul.
It's wild. They had like $60 draft and set boxes.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
Then like the $90.
$90 collector boxes. It's like, what is going on here?
Of Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt.
Yeah. I'm super sad.
But I mean, the big money card in Midnight Hunt is the Meathook Massacre, and that just got banned in Standard. Yeah. But it's also being played in Modern and
I was going to say, I don't think Standard's where it matters. Yeah. It's still a good card.
It's a very good card.
Well, that was cool. I mean, it's basically my takeaway from this was next time there's an Amazon Day, be ready to put
absolutely.
Amazon. Yeah, like I am forever going to be ready for that. I did not expect that to happen, so when I saw that, I was very shocked. So.
And it sold out really quick.
Yes, it did. It was like by the time I got the link from you, something had sold out. Within an hour or two, everything else was gone. I was like, "Whoa, that was quite quick."
Yeah. Well, I saw some discussion about it, and people were saying that like they didn't put a limit on it, so people bought like 30 of them.
All of it. Yeah. At that price, why wouldn't you? It's half of distribution costs. Yeah. Like you're beating out stores that have a distributor account. You know, it's like nuts.
Yeah, that's wild. It makes you think how many of them there are then. Like how many?
I imagine that was the end of it.
Okay. You think they're just because they still have more. It went back to the normal price.
Yes, but it was the reason it was cut in half is because they wanted to empty warehouse space. That's almost certainly what that holiday quote unquote is a like an update spacing situation. So they do a big dump like this. They know it's going to move product. They don't care because the cost of storing them over long term is higher than that lost value. Essentially, that's why you would do that at a mass scale like that. And so they're dumping it because they're setting up for more space. So they have pallets. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's gone or it's definitely not going to spike in price. But they emptied out the majority of their core like holding position. I would imagine if it sold, which because it sold out, I'm assuming it did. So they got rid of the chunk they were looking to get rid of.
Makes sense.
That would be my guess. If anyone has any outside or inside information out there, please let us know in the comments because I'd love to hear. Like, if you work at Amazon, you're like, oh no, they have stacks and stacks, or they had like 3 warehouses of it. Now we're down to like 1 or a quarter of what we had, or whatever, which is what I imagine it is. So, anyways,
but Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that I don't know what Amazon can do with
Oh
Magic.
my god, that's
It's
insane, right?
terrifying.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I
All
feel
right.
like Hasbro made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, except I think it's
It'll
not
work.
something that
What?
everyone hates because you got to
No,
think about
right,
how many people out there wanted these cards and could never afford it. Like this definitely
right,
made collector's
absolutely,
box reachable for a lot of people that never would have bought it otherwise.
right. It's true.
So yeah, it's not great for your LGS, I'll tell you that. But for the player, it might not be the worst thing in the world.
No, no. But you want to dive into this main topic here? Talk about some Dynasty spoilers.
Heck yeah, heck
So
yeah.
we figured we'd just start at the beginning. I know we've talked about like the early ones, like the Crown and the Emperor, but I figured we'd just start at the beginning, start fresh, give opinions about all the cards because there aren't that many of them yet.
No, we're still early
Yeah.
days.
So let's start with Crown of Dominion.
Yep.
Legendary
Wait.
Crown, generic equipment. What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Your hero is royal. When you equip Crown of Dominion, create a gold token. So, questions. What's a gold token? A gold
We know.
token
Yeah.
costs
Tell us.
2, destroy gold, draw a card, go again. So, like we predicted, better than silver, better than copper, just 1 resource
Yep.
less.
Yep. It's a resource pump engine. I don't know. I've heard this talked about a little bit. You pitch 3, pop this, draw a card replacing that 3. So you're
Yeah,
+1 resource essentially. Unlike the rest of them, which didn't seem to have strong value without other card value brought into it, like Blood on Our Hands.
right,
Um, this one has like neutral value in and of itself, right? Or plus value in and of itself. It's actually a value engine. So if there's a way to produce gold, it is going to be like abused fully. So
right. And so we also, this is the first time a piece of equipment can change a talent for a hero.
yeah, sort of. It's
They
not the
give one.
talent that you would think of,
No.
though. And I'm not even sure. Is it actually officially called a talent at this point? Do we know?
I'd assume so. It's in the same line because it's
Okay.
on the wizard.
So
It's
have you seen the
royal.
talk about this? Because there's a lot of discussion around it. I just don't know what it finally landed on. I think officially it is a talent, but it's not a talent because of the way the rules are currently set up, which they may change. They change with
Yeah.
every set. The talents don't would prevent you from building a deck that used the talent if it only got applied when you put the hat on.
Right.
Because you have to present the deck before
Right.
you put the
Yeah.
equipment out. And
Right.
so as a result, you could never use any cards of that talent if it was a normal talent situation. It does, however, help you with these other cards such as Imperial Warhorn.
Right. So we have
So
Imperial Warhorn, which costs 2. It's legendary, so you can only have 1 in your deck. Costs 1. It's an item. Action 1 resource. Destroy Imperial Warhorn. Choose any number of heroes. Each of them chooses an ally or a item or landmark permanent they control. Destroy each permanent chosen this way. If you are royal, instead choose the permanents. Instead, you choose the permanent.
yeah, so it's like a talent that allows for modifications, but not a talent that necessarily gives you card pool. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's if you still have that, if you have that equipped while it's in your deck and you play it, then you have the benefit.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we
Uh,
skipped over the Emperor himself. You may only have red cards in your deck, is his ability. And it costs 3 for an action. Search your deck for Command and Conquer, attack with it, then shuffle. So you can fetch Command and Conquer from your deck.
yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I assume this is lead up to a reprint.
Absolutely.
They better reprint it in this. That would be sad if they don't.
I wonder if it'll have new art.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be really cool, actually, if they had like multiple versions over time. They haven't done that so far with reprints, have they?
What if there's a Command and Conquer Marvel?
That would be awesome.
A Marvel Command and Conquer.
That should have been in the slot with the 1 in 10,000 box. Was it the Crown of Dominion Marvel? Is that 1 in 10,000 box? I believe it.
No, the Emperor Marvel is.
Oh, it's the Emperor Marvel. Yeah, I was like, they should.
Yeah.
The Emperor's better in that, but any other situation, I would say the Command and Conquer Marvel would fit in a slot like that because that would be just awesome. All right, next.
Next, we're skipping all the way down to Blessing of Aether, which is the promo card that I've gotten the past 2 weeks at my armory.
I was about to say, how's that going?
It looks incredible.
No, I've seen it. I saw it in person.
Okay,
It does
yeah.
look incredible.
It looks really good.
Yeah, Chris, the same buddy we were just talking about, has recently joined a shop.
Nice.
They only have 4 players. They're very new to the game and figuring it out. And I'm like, oh, you lucky dog to have such a new community. I mean, yeah, there's the downside of, is it going to work? Is it going to grow?
Right,
Which I think yes is the
Yeah,
answer.
absolutely.
But the the upside is that you get all the promos and stuff because it's a store. It gets a lot of promos and all that stuff, and there's only 4 people.
Right.
So they got to give it out because they can't sell it.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. So he's lucky on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to see it in person because he happened to have it when we hung out. So it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous card. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
So it costs 1 on red. At the start of your turn, destroy Blessing of Aether. Then, if the next card you play this turn has an arcane damage effect, instead it deals that much damage, arcane damage +3. Blocks for 2.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's
yeah,
a pump.
Blocking for 2 is painful, but
yeah,
other than that,
it's a pump. So yeah. I mean, imagine, but like this is something that you could set up for like Fork Lightning.
Yep.
Or like so many other things.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a reason that the bans that happened around Wizards because cards like this are going to be in the set, and it's going to be like, oh, we made him do 10,000 damage by accident.
Yeah. Like multipliers can get scary.
Yeah, exactly.
And modifiers.
What's next?
Yoji, Royal Protector. Once per turn instant, pitch 3. The next time another target hero would be dealt damage this turn, instead, that damage is dealt to Yoji and prevent 1 of that damage. He has 22 health.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. So there's some issues with this card. In our promos, so that's the cold foil this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of the print quality it's like really dark. Like we put a couple of them next to each other, and they just like you can significantly see like a misprint.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Which is
hopefully it's just Oh, that's.
I feel like that's something you can contact hopefully about.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what the replacement policy is, but that's a real shame. That's a real shame. I wonder. Actually, leave a comment if you guys hear this. Let us know that there's other people that have this. I wonder if it's localized or everywhere or what.
Yeah, like in R4 we got 1.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah. That's a shame.
Interesting hero. I think it's more of a PvE kind of thing, or it's just what?
Obviously.
Or it could just be you want to play a defensive guardian and you have a blank hero at 22 health.
Yeah.
Is that the worst thing?
No, it's not the worst thing, but I don't know if that's what that is. I think there's going to be some fun and games with this around PvE.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm saying alternatively.
Just to be the politics one at a UPF table as well.
Okay. Yeah. You're like, I'll save you if you.
Yep. Yeah. If there's other stuff that makes it like kind of a viable UPF situation, and then you also have the power of swinging the table around.
But it costs you 3.
I get it. I don't understand how it would work yet. I'm just saying it's possible. Yeah. And this is probably similar to Merchant. We're not going to see it actually have any like viability for a while, and that's fine.
Right. Next up, we have Merciless Battle Axe. So it's a warrior weapon, 2-handed axe. Attacks for 3, once per turn action. 3 resource attack. Whenever Merciless Battle Axe attacks, if this attack is greater than twice its base attack, the attack gains overpower, which means this can't be defended by more than 1 action card.
So like a weak domination with
warrior consistently.
Not consistently. You have to have attack base twice its base. Higher than twice.
1 pump. No.
Yes, higher than twice its base.
Greater than twice. Yeah.
So you have to get a +4 on it. That's not the easiest thing to pull off. And then you have to have 3 resources to swing this.
Right, and attack reactions wouldn't count towards it.
Yeah, exactly. And attack reactions are fine from hand to defend, which I feel like a lot of people play attack reactions into warrior, right?
Yeah.
Or defense reactions rather is what I'm
I
thinking.
could see
But
this being good if there's more pumps
Yeah.
in Dynasty.
I think the story of all the cards today is there's room for design that makes this insane,
Yeah.
and we don't know. But as
Yeah.
of now, like it's okay, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be playing in Kasai, so it's fine.
So you don't care.
I don't care.
Fair enough. It is cool that it's the axe from the other one. What was that other one? Shatter or whatever.
Shatter. Yeah.
It's not. Did
I don't think
people
it
confirm
is.
it wasn't?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought it was, just from the look of it, because it's a wicked axe and Shatter has a wicked axe.
Yeah.
What's
No,
next?
because it has like skulls on it.
Oh, okay. Someone looked in detail.
Yeah.
Someone said that in the Discord.
No,
I was like, oh, that's exciting.
It's not.
It's not. Oh well, that's a shame.
Next one is Hanabi Blaster. The mechanologist weapon, the two-handed gun.
Yep.
Once per turn action, remove 2 steam counters from Hanabi Blaster and attack. Overpower. This cannot be defended by more than 1 action card. The third time you play a card with boost each turn, put a steam counter on Hanabi. Swings for 5.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Every other turn, just swinging for 5 for free?
No. People are saying save up all your counters because this doesn't have any sort of limiter on counters.
I know, but if you're going aggro.
Yeah, you save up all your counters until the end. I guess. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Because doesn't aggro run out? That's the whole point. It boosts through.
Well, this is the extra damage that you'll get there before you run out.
Yeah, I guess you could do it that way. I mean, originally that was my thought. As everyone basically corrected me, saying no, you'd save this till the end and just boost all the way through as much as possible, unless there's something that has some sort of gun bonus in it. And then once you're at the end,
there could be new stuff.
Finish them off.
Right.
So, pretty nasty.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, and best of all, it's a good weapon that goes into dash boost.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you control, you sideboard in your pistol and a couple other cards, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But pairing with the blaster, we got Powdered Keg. Whenever a mechanologist... What?
I said, which is just funny.
Yeah. Whenever a mechanologist gun you control hits, you may destroy Powder Keg and a defending equipment. It's an item.
Yeah, it's an item. It has some limits. It works with some matchups, but it's not perfect in everything. It doesn't work with the pistol, because pistol is actually a pistol, not a gun. Right. The other 2 or 3 or whatever weapons are guns. So
right.
It doesn't work with that pistol. But otherwise, neat tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun art. Looks like the preview is a cold foil, which is awesome. I like the gears in the cold foil.
Yeah, yes. There's good art this set. I mean, I think I've been saying that for 3 sets straight, though, so I just...
well, it's a given now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they just doing that.
That's you mean the art's good? Of course it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Next one is the Amethyst Tiara. It's an instant Rune Blade equipment headpiece. Blocks for 1 with Blade Break. But instant ability, destroy it. Rune chance you control have Spell Void 1 this turn.
So, spoke with some judges on this. I think it finalized that you get to double dip with this. So, say you have your OTK this, you have a stack of rune chants you've been building up all turn. They come in to Kano you. It's the last battle, right? So it's that last phase where you're about to kill them, so they react and they're going to kill you with their stuff. You can snap this, and all those rune chants that have triggered post your swing are still around and can be turned into Spell Void with this. They can be destroyed basically a second time. I don't think it technically destroys them both times, but the way the rules set up,
both things trigger.
Yeah, they're both triggered, so the damage is still on the stack from the rune chants, and they're able to be destroyed to block incoming arcane. and then the damage goes off the stack, and then the swing goes through, because that's just the order of the engine and how it all fits together. I believe that's correct. Correct me in the comments if
Yeah,
I'm
I think
wrong.
that's like the quell armor and how you can use the instance on the quell
Exactly.
armor. Yeah.
Exactly. And I've pinged around and checked, and several people have given me pretty official nods. I don't know. I'll say it's an official truth, but it seems pretty official that you get to double dip on this,
Right.
which is awesome. I mean, it brings OTK Vis back. I do love the idea of Viscerai, of all the characters wearing this crown.
Tiara.
Yeah, the tiara. Yeah.
Or
when
is
I
it a
saw that,
sign we're getting
huh.
or is it a sign we're getting a female Runeblade?
Well, this is what I'm hoping, but I think, or a way for like Briar to kick into rune chants more.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot of rune chanty, rune bladey stuff. I don't know. But I still, originally I was like, oh, this is great for OTK Vis, and I'm like, I could see Vis wearing this. He'd rock that.
All right. Well, next up we got Sand Scour Great Bow, ranger weapon, bow, two-handed. Once per turn action, 1 resource. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put an arrow from your hand or the top of your deck face up into your arsenal. Go again. Whenever an arrow is put face up in arsenal from your deck, put an aim counter on it.
So everything is this. What's an aim counter?
We don't know
because
yet,
that
right?
could make this amazing, or that could make this okay, or that could make this broken. Like, it could be like, without knowing what an aim counter is, this is hard to assess.
Right.
I'm hoping it's really good and it brings our rangy brethren back into the foray,
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. And it also seems like this will be a very ranger play style, because that's what rangers do. They think a lot about how they're going to kill you. And I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. It's very impressive when you see a very good ranger player. I'm not one of them, so I got no comments on that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what an aim is.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Seasoned Savior, which is a Guardian equipment offhand. When you equip Seasoned Savior, put a -3 counter on it, and then it is battle worn. It has 3, but you have -2, so it starts with just blocking 1, and it pairs with the next card, Reinforced Steel, which is red, costs 2. Remove a -1 counter from a Guardian offhand you control with 3 or less base defense. Also blocks for 3.
What do you think about this? You're the Guardian player. I have no opinions.
It seems inefficient. Because you're playing in Guardian, you're playing a red that costs 2 to remove 1, which then gives you a whole nother block with it. But at the same time, this is also your action. Doesn't have go again.
What about with Yoji, who seems like he'll want to play a lot of blues, in which case this 2 isn't that big of a deal?
Yeah, it could
he's
be
pretty defensive. Like, maybe there's a way to make all that work, because he's clearly, if you're going to build on the skill, right? So like a PvE situation, he's clearly going to run a lot of blues, so he can do that
from a PvE perspective. I think,
and then use the shield to help, soften that. I don't know how that's going to work. We don't know yet, but it seems like there might be some fiddly stuff happening in that direction that isn't necessarily a PvP thing. But I could be wrong.
I don't know how good this card will be, but I like the direction it is heading.
True.
I like what it's trying to do. I just don't know if it will succeed at doing it.
Yeah, maybe it's a setup card for a later set.
Yeah, but I mean, just removing a minus counter seems really good.
Yeah, it's pretty broken. And was it the Dynamos do that, or is it the? Yeah, it's pretty broken in that situation.
Yeah. But I mean, this is on.
There's Guardian Dynamos or whatever.
This costs an action and 2 resources, though. So I guess you could create a seismic and play this with a blue, block 2 cards, and then do that and set up for next turn. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. There'll definitely be ways to play with it, but it's a little early on that one for sure.
Yeah. The next one is another wizard action, Sap. Deal 3 arcane to target hero. Surge. If this deals more than 3 damage to a hero, you may remove an energy counter from a permanent they control.
which right now is Tunic and Illyrius Constalis.
Yeah.
That's it? Okay. So it's only good up against other wizards or Tunic players, which
Everyone.
are less and less these days.
It's a lot. It's still a lot.
Is it? Okay.
It's still a lot.
Okay.
But it is, you're right, it is less.
Because people are getting their class specific
Yeah.
stuff. So a lot of the generics are starting to like wheedle away as people get like, this is a better, hat for me or a chess piece or whatever.
This is better for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Still interesting. Wizard card, 0 cost, like it.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Rock. Brute weapon. It's a rock, and it's a 2-hander.
It's a rock with 2 handles.
Once per turn action, cost 3, attack, activate rock only if you have no cards in your hand. Damage that would be dealt by rock can't be prevented.
It's so gross. Now,
swings for 7.
Yeah, Judge, come to the comments and let me know. I believe preventing damage is different than blocking, so they can still block it with their hand and stuff.
Correct.
It's
preventing
just things like sigils won't prevent the damage, or Oasis won't prevent the damage.
Yeah. Anything that says prevent.
Yeah. What's that?
Any card that says prevent.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still blockable, but it's still kind of gross, except that you have to get rid of all your cards. Although that's not terrible if you think of like Reinhardt, right? Because he has a lot of cards that get rid of cards from his hand, and then he can't swing because he's out of resources, right? But this allows you to if you set your resources up. Pushes Reinhardt into a setup mode, which who knows if that's actually good. We'll find out.
Right. Set up Reinhardt. Combo Reinhardt.
Yeah, basically.
Rock
OTK Reinhardt, some crazy sick combo and then slams with the rock at the end that can't be prevented. Ouch. Also really funny.
Yeah. Next up, we have Blazin Yoroi. Yoroi? Yoroi. Yoroi. While Blazin Yoroi is defending on chain link 4 or higher, it has +4 defense, blade break 1. So if it's blocking on chain link 4 or higher, it's blocking for 5. So it's almost a carrying house.
Yep.
Almost.
Ninja. An anti-ninja.
Yeah.
Really. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. That's not fair, because I think both Vis and oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? The other Guardian? Her name, the other Runeblade?
Briar?
Yeah, they both go wide, real wide.
Yeah.
So this could be useful there too.
Viscera is mainly a lot of non-attacks, though.
Oh, you're right. It's not multiple chain. Oh, yeah. So this is really just anti-ninja, isn't it?
Or if we get that illusionist. But then you're not swinging big on the last turn, so you wouldn't block with this.
That's not necessarily true. There was a moment where people were trying to play with the blue cards. I think it was Prism, before this round of Prism, where they were trying to get all the blue aura stuff to work.
Mm-hmm.
That had a bunch of little stuff, and then you came in with like an 8 illusionist phantasm at the end. So there was that, and based on one of the cards we're about to talk about, that it feels like that might be coming back. So we'll see.
Yeah,
so that might actually be what this is for. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we can just talk about that now. So there was the most current card that we've seen is Water Glow Lanterns. It's a 0 cost red. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's red, create a spectral shield token. Go again. Illusionist action blocks 2.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not just red. It's all 3 colors. It's a common.
I just meant.
Yeah, just so people understand that it affects each of the colors. So for the blue, reveal top card of your deck. If it's blue, create a spectral shield token. So you get synergy based on a color pattern, or I don't know, theme, archetype, I guess, right?
Right.
And the blue illusionist was the one that had a lot of those like big swing phantasm cards that were just straight illusionists. They weren't light illusion, they weren't draconic illusionists, etc. And there's actually a few that have big pluses to those too, now that I think about it. So yeah, you might get big swings coming. I think you're right. I think that armor will be good against illusionist. So that's interesting. That's interesting.
But going back back a bit, we have Predatory Strike. Create 3 crouching tigers in your banish zone. You may play them this turn. Go again. 0 cost. Blocks 2. Ninja action.
What's a crouching tiger?
I don't know.
Why do you want 3 of them in your banish zone?
I don't know, but it means that you're going 3 more, I guess.
Yeah, it does mean your chain keeps getting wider.
Now they are crouching tigers, so I wonder if they're attack reactions. So if you have to go,
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That would be really neat, actually. That would change them up quite a bit.
What if they're just +1 attack reactions, cost 0?
Yeah, and like with a Phi setup where you can bring in your Phoenix
forcing
flames and stuff.
overblocks and stuff like that.
Yeah. That actually, I like that idea.
Break
I hope
points.
it's something similar, if not that.
And the last card we have is Quicksilver Dagger. Warrior weapon. It's a dagger. We have our first dagger. We have other cards that have referenced dagger in the past, but now we actually have a dagger. And this is once per turn action, 1 resource attack. If another weapon I can't read this.
If another weapon you control has gained go again this turn, Quicksilver Dagger has go again.
Correct.
So it doesn't get go again unless you give something else go again. And so warrior weapon swings for 1. I don't know warrior enough to understand how you'd make this work. And it seems like a lot of people that have thought about it are like, not good yet. Yeah. Like, show us other cards.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing that, so they showed off a cold foil version of this. So I'm thinking that these and the extended art version of the predatory streak is going to be the promos for next month.
Yes. So, and does that mean that this is a common weapon or something for it to be an armory kit cold foil? Is that a common truth that they do it that way?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's true universally. Yeah, I'm curious.
Because that would make sense.
It's like it's an okay weapon. Probably like it can't be for draft though, because it's not a draftable set.
Right.
So it's like I don't really know how that's gonna work, but the art's on it is awesome. It looks really good in cold foil, I'll say.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, with the white and the blue.
Yeah, I really dig that style. So yeah. What do you think? You getting hyped?
Absolutely.
Hype is real for me.
Yeah, I'm glad I switched over to mech because that
gun, that's a great ad.
Gun looks great.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually excited for that blue illusionist because I've been wanting that stinking blue illusionist for how many sets now?
Yeah, you've been talking
about it. Are we gonna get her? Are we gonna get the non talented illusionist yet?
Well, how many heroes do you think we're gonna have? Because they still haven't shown us the new class.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay. So just to those of you still listening, here's a little bit of info. So spoiler tracker is up. Nothing is definite, but it does exist out there. And one of the interesting things is it has the normal breakout that we get for every supplemental. So you can go look at a list of all the cards for Everfest and get an idea of the breakout. So you have your Brute, Guardian, Ninja, Warrior, blah, 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 right? Typically about 20 cards. We're not really sure how it all breaks down, obviously. Historically, there's only been a few merchant cards. But in the section where merchant is, right? So right after mechanologist, right before ranger, there's a hole in the numbers that's about 40 cards wide. It's technically larger, but if you imagine everyone has about 20 to 22 cards, there's about a 40 hole gap. So either merchant's getting a lot of love. God, I hope not. Or there's another class that fits between mechanologist and ranger. It's not in alphabetical order. They did it by set, really like revelation, like reveal. Clearly, they're not sticking with that pattern because it's not after illusionist, which is weird. There's a number of things about this that is very, very unusual. So yeah, very interesting to see how this plays out. I hope there's only a few merchant cards, and then like the majority of the 40 go to the new class, because that would mean you could really have a class that really isn't dependent heavily on the other talent, like on talent pools to be there. Because I was worried that you're going to have like a 3 or like a star vote to make it viable. With a new class, something that has 3 talents that you can throw into it to make a big
card pool. Yeah.
But if it's really mostly 40, then that's, if it's a single talent, it could be fine. Like you can make a card pool out of that problem, especially if it's one that's been around for a while.
Or if you just make a Draconic match set.
That's also possible, but that would help. It works. It does work. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting that it's at that spot in the card list.
Oh yeah,
very
absolutely.
Weird. Yeah, and until we know, we don't know anything. I mean, they've tricked us every time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some
We think we
predicted
know, and
things.
then
It's
we
like,
don't.
it
Yeah.
has to be this way, and then it's just like, no, we're just
No.
going to put it over here instead and deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Well, that does
interesting.
it for our spoilers so far. We're all caught up.
Yeah. Yeah, not too bad.
So, stuff this week we got going on.
So I got the market update. I am currently actively doing data pools on Pokemon products. So I'll do a market update on Pokemon. It would probably be a couple weeks because it's kind of boring when there's only 2 columns of data, right? There's
Right.
no chart, there's nothing. It's just like, here's the price, and then they
In
changed.
development. In development.
Have a good day. Yeah, like it's very, very short if you don't have things to look at,
Right.
patterns in history. So I'm developing the data moving forward on the recent set, Sword and Shield, or era, I suppose. So the whole era, and I will do that going forward, and then I'll add the next era, which is coming out soon.
There's going to be an
And so
MSRP increase when after Sword and Shield.
this is part of why I wanted to start tracking data. My first data pool after writing the script to scrape the data, I found a deal, basically a case that was cheaper than the per boxes by a significant chunk, and so I bought a case.
Nice.
And like, I think we're going to see some funky data maneuvers in this one because they manage their own prints and all this stuff. And I know there's risks on all sides. That's what we're learning about. That's what the whole new section will be about. But it'll be a few weeks before that gets up. I want decent data, like at least a month and a half. Otherwise, it's boring.
Right.
So, other one, normal market updates coming. So that's it on my side of things. Maybe some mail day, but I doubt it. I don't think I have anything coming. Anything else on the other channels planned? What's going on?
We're gonna have our top 5 comics as usual on the Top Shelf Comics. On this channel, I'm actually hoping to get out a video where I finish my duck. I've been working on it. It's going to be awesome. The first layer is done. I am doing my duck on a silver token. So it's going to be pretty cool. And it's coming along really good. I just have to wait. I have to like do a piece and then wait and then do a piece because it's layered.
Yeah. But I knew yours would be much, much better than mine. I hope the video's like,
it'll be quick.
Video.
It's just going to be a couple minutes because I'm just going to like fast forward.
Slash it together. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Creation of the duck.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty fun.
It'll be fun.
And then I'm opening up the collector boxes of Warhammer, making some background footage. So when John and I have random things that we want to discuss, we can just throw that on. You can look at the cards while we talk about things that we want to talk about.
Sounds good. Yeah, I actually kind of want to do just a random box opening and talk about the economy because we're at such a strange pivot point and there's just new stuff happening every day that's interesting. So I might throw one of those on there on the queue this week, depending on what happens.
Nice. Cool. Well, I think that does it for this week's Roundup podcast. So
yes, it does.
Thank you for joining us till the end. Those of you who made it till the end. Anything before we go?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Well, we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one.